think that Americans a lot of times have a lot of entitlement and ignorance. So when we travel abroad, and I'm speaking in general, when we travel abroad, we take that type of mentality to those other places, and it's natural to get complacent because you behave a certain way. But as adults, you need to know how to behave and react. I also believe that there was a lot of missing information to that. However, Dubai is a very traditionalized Muslim place. So even though that there are a lot of missing pieces to the information because we only got one side, I absolutely believe that that was probably a reason why she could have been locked up in the first place. So another thing is, I don't think it's necessary to attempt to disparage her character by adding in those other people' personal grievances with her. If you ain't handling when you had the opportunity to, it really don't matter because Dubai locked her up.
Okay, go ahead, like that.
I think they probably just said it because they're saying, you know, she didn't just raise her voice. I think someone else was saying that she was doing more because here, look at this example. Look what she did right here. So if she's over somewhere else, she don't even know those people. So she probably think they're not going to do nothing to say nothing. And they'll just let her get away with it. So it's just an example to show that she a damn fool.
Oh, I agree. I just don't think it was necessary. I agree that they're probably adding on to it and trying to create emphasis around it, but it really wasn't necessary because she's already locked up. So just adding emphasis to it to counteract this story, like, okay, then now we have this information. What do you want us to do with it? Because there are already people who are going, well, why was she yelling at a man in the first place? You know, you can't go outside in America and just start yelling and being belligerent and causing a scene without somebody calling the police and they coming and seeing it. It's
Well,
just here. It's just here that the consequences are not as extreme.
I think the reason why they were adding emphasis and speaking about that was because there's a lot of people saying that, trying to have her basically saying free her at this moment, saying, oh no, Dubai is wrong for what they did. So that's the reason why they spoke up and said, this is the same person that y'all are out here trying to defend. This is how she behaves. So I think they were adding it for context in regards to how we over here in America are seeing the situation. And you have a lot of people trying to step in and say, all she did was raise her voice. And they're like, no, we don't think that all she did was raise her voice. Here's a pattern of behavior with her. So I just think they were just informing people, hey, look, don't assume
don't stand
that she's been doing wrong.
And also highlighting this story is important because Americans are traveling again. And if you're going to be out there in people's backyards, you need to know how to act. And looking at this woman's behavior is a great example of what not to do in certain countries, in anybody's country, but definitely this country.
All right, go ahead, Trey. Smooth. We can't hear you. On mute, sir.
My bad. I'm going to say that most men are actually very happy that this happened. And I'm going to, just because of what she represents, right? A ratchet woman who's usually never held accountable, right? And it angers people to see women like this expecting to be able to behave in this manner and never be held accountable. We need to hold women accountable sometimes, and we don't always how we should. So a lot of men saw this and were like, you know what? This is good for her because it's an example, and it's just corrective action. It should have happened. People have to understand when you decide to go abroad, you have to know where you're going. It is a crime that's punishable for a year in Dubai to scream. It is a crime for you to be able to use any curse words. You can't do that in public. There's certain things that you just can't do, and you have to know where it is that you're going. And you have to also understand that they don't view women in the same light. There are places that are close to there that just now started allowing women to even drive. It's a difference. It's not, you don't have the same civil liberties that you do over here. And most just don't get that. When you decide to go over there, it's different. The jails is different. The guns that the police carry is different. Dubai doesn't have any crime. They leave their cars open. You watch a lot of YouTube videos, you'll see them. They have the cars unlocked. Nobody rummages through it. Everything is okay. They want to be able to maintain that type of standard. They don't want the ratchet down there, and they're not going to tolerate it. And people have to understand that when you go to these other countries, the punishments are harsh. You can't bring that type of behavior there. You shouldn't really act like that anywhere. And that's the lesson. That's why people are actually happy about it, because that behavior is not really acceptable anywhere. It shouldn't be, but it's just tolerated here. And that's what the problem is. You're able to just do whatever it is that you want to do, but you can't do that in real life. You can't do that everywhere you go.
Yeah, she thought she was still in the hood with trash on the ground and police around the corner, and she just wasn't there. You know, she wasn't there. She was unruly. She's an unruly woman. That's what she is. That's what you call an unruly woman. In Paris, when you were talking about why they, you know, showed the other instances where she was being unruly, I think it's just because of that. She's an unruly woman, and at the end of the day, when she poured the soda or the drinks on the man, you know, she was trying to get a reaction out of him. And it's like, okay, how unruly can you get? You still on vacation, you with your man and other people and their man, and you still showing your ass. Dubai said, look, get her out of here. And they're going to do that with any. Can you imagine if the U.S. had this law, how many black women would be in jail?
I would absolutely love it. I would love it. I would love it. Lock their asses up.
I think it wouldn't happen.
Actually, you know
I think
what?
it wouldn't
That's
happen.
what I'm saying. So the Karens ain't gonna go to jail.
A lot of
No, actually,
People
it
do
does
what
happen
you
over
do.
here.
Too, but I'm just saying, black women, like I said earlier, the first thing that we need to get together is our mouths, you know, because it's a natural thing for her. It's a natural thing for our mouths to be unruly. That is something that we have to tame. We have to practice. We have to be mindful of. We do. As women, we just do. I just feel like it's one of the first things. You got to get your mind right first, but then your mouth got to follow. It just has to, because it can get you into a lot of trouble. Your mouth is a two-edged sword. It could either build someone up or slice them down.
I think I just looked at the video of them like counteracting her mom and this lawyer differently, because for what I took from it was that people were basically using that as a moment to say, well, this is why I don't F with her, which is fine. And also what you guys said, I also believe it to be true, because on social media, the first thing that people do is pull the black woman card. Why is she being treated like this? She shouldn't be, you know, being mistreated, or they shouldn't hold her. Same thing that they did with Brittany Griner. The base premise of it is you cannot go to other people's countries with your individualistic privilege entitlement from your country and then turn around and try to apply rules and metrics as if the U.S. is going to be able to impose on their laws. We don't have that much power, especially in Dubai, because they're not just based in their political structure. Their political structure aligns with their religious structure. And that's where I was coming from with it. Like, I get it. They use that as an opportunity to say, hey, don't jump on this bandwagon. She always act like this. But I also think it was kind of like one of the things where people are seeing this person get this attention and they trying to use it as an opportunity to say, I don't F with her anyways because of X, Y, and Z. And I just feel like that was unnecessary.
And there's another thing in Dubai and some other countries that's against the law also. Do y'all know what that is? Single motherhood.
And premarital sex.
You can't run around having no fatherless babies in other countries. So with all of these laws in other countries being shown and publicized, hopefully somebody in America is looking at this like a politician and saying, hey, let's see if we can get a bill passed where we can stop this stupid shit from happening over here and lock their asses up over here. I would love to see more ratchet ass women getting locked up for doing ratchet shit. And more women who run around having fatherless babies, lock their asses up and put their babies up for adoption and let somebody adopt their goddamn baby.
Because overseas they don't have government assistance. They don't have the things that America have. That's
America
why
making money off of that.
Right.
Yeah,
like America making money off that. So overseas you can't do all of that. They don't provide assistance for those women. So that's why it's
illegal to have debt in Dubai. You can't have debt.